I'll put that away from my mouth a bit. The microphone picks up too much sometimes. Sorry, I don't sound excited and full of energy, and I'm not. I'm just. I don't really have a topic to talk about. Um, I, I, I guess, yeah, not everything makes sense. So, so that drawing, that's my Jesus. See, that's my Jesus. But, oh, and that was right. That was that. Yeah. A lot of people said not very accurate. I guess. Yeah. This time, I'm just going to draw. I don't have a particular thing in mind. To me, of late, my mind has just been chaos. So I don't know what I'll draw. They're the watercolor pencils. I don't need those right now. Put them there. I'm just, yeah, I'm just spitballing and just chatting. That's it. I'll take out the lead pencil. And what shall we think? So, I don't know, guys and girls. I mean, guys is just a general term. But yeah, so many things. Maybe we just talk about, instead, hang on, take my glasses off so you can make it that reflection. Maybe we should not talk about negative stuff and just talk about random stuff. So tired of all the negative stuff. The media, the world, everything. I don't really have a mind on it. Just thinking. I don't know why. I hope you guys will be good. I don't really. You know, it's funny. The world, the world is just so bitter. You know? People in your lives, and if you ever notice, they just go away. Right. Just the world just changes all the time. It's just how to keep up. Random facts, I guess we could look at. You know, it's interesting. We know so much about the space, about the universe with telescopes and whatnot, but on our own Earth, we know shit. How does that even make sense? How is it that we have so many so many things in our life that we know so much information about, and yet when it comes to some things, we don't know nothing. You know what I don't get is with my job that I do now, I earn more money than I ever have in my entire life. So I earn good money in my book, and it's so hard to save money. How does that even make sense? How? Like surely, like you'd be able to just go. Should be able to save. Why would you not be able to save more? It's like the world just wants to keep you down. Like no matter what progress or success you make in your life, it's like the world just keeps beating you down. I thought at some point we'd all just, you know, be better off. Especially as you get older. Uh, I thought as you get older, that life would get easier. It doesn't. If anything, it gets harder. The only thing that changes is you. The only thing that changes is you. That's it. Like, I suppose you want to see what I'm drawing. Like I said, my mind is chaos. I don't really have a mind right now. So I'm just getting through it. Change it. Small. Some eggs. Maybe some chilies. There's the name. There's another one. This thing's awful. Oh well. That's what we have. It's like a hand. It's not really like a. It's a nice. It's awful. What the hell am I even drawing? I don't even know. No, let's start that. Just drawing. I don't really have a plan. I don't really have a thought, you know. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Bit of a lightning bolt, I reckon. Let's make it right. Clouds. Cloud. Big cloud. Don't ask me what I'm doing, because I don't know. Greetings from Australia. Yes, greetings. I am also from Australia, Shadow Mask 1995. Ah, so you are part of my generation, the millennials. Yes, we all got lumped in together. I'm 85, so that means that I'm 10 years older than you. There you go. So you're 30. What else should we add to this? Let's add a big rock for no reason. Why not? What is this landscape without a rock? We've got a crying baby, what looks to be a comet thing, an eyeball in a cloud, a lightning bolt. Let's add a boulder for no reason. Because we can. Because we can. Does anyone know good music these days? Turn on the radio, it's all garbage. Drive around the truck all day. Yeah, can't listen to the radio, it's garbage. Honestly. New music today sucks. You know, it's a sad thing when you say to yourself, you hear a Keisha song. I'll say Keisha, not Kesha. But let's say you hear a Keisha song on the radio. And then you think to yourself, wow, I'm nostalgic about hearing a song like that. You know, like, why do I want to hear a song like that? You know what I mean? Like you just look at it and be like, come on, man. What was I going to say? Not music, something else. Maybe it was music. Maybe. Oh, that project I've been. Come on, you don't find Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter intellectually stimulating. What the fact that I hear their songs on the radio. Now you've got to remember, I drive a truck all day, and the only thing to cut out the road noise is the radio. So when the radio wants to work, It depends how far out I'm going from town. Like if I have to drive 100 k's, 150 k's out of town, like obviously the radio cuts out after a while. You just stop getting radio. But like probably 60% of what they play on the radio is Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. I shit you not. Like, my brain is just like, you know what? This is true. I sent an email to the radio station telling them to stop playing just that. I did that because I was so sick of it. I was just like, stop playing teeny bopper music just for these people. The other person that we hear on the radio all the time is Kerry Ann Bickley. Now, I have nothing against Kerry Ann Bickley as a person. I don't particularly find her political views to my taste, simply because she's all I'm woman, hear me raw stuff, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine, but I don't care. And I'll tell you, like, yeah, it's just, yeah. It's the influence, it's that, it's that, what do you call it, that, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, it's where you have, like, basically, like, women just dominating, like, literally everything. Putting, like how society is, right? But like, it's like, okay, tone it down a bit because it's too much. And you know what? There's more other people in the world than just women, right? You make up 50% of the population. The other 50% is made up by men. We have an equal share on this planet. So I dropped my pencil. So yeah, I was drawing a butterfly. I don't find Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift stimulating at all. I'm so sick of Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift. I don't particularly think their music is really terrible. I don't particularly think, oh, this is like what we need or don't need. It's just, like, at some point you have to play other music. You have to let other bands have their say. So no, I don't particularly find them stimulating. Butterfly has big wings. This does not look like a butterfly. This is awful. This looks awful. You'll have to see. See, it doesn't really have the shape. Major radio is just a way to break you guys. Absolutely. I'll tell you a true fact about Australian tall poppy singers, right? This is a true fact, okay, and I can prove it. I can 100% prove it, and I'll prove it right now. So I'm not full of shit. I published a book back in, I think it was 2011. Hang on, let me just pull it up. Now, I'm not saying that my book deserved accreditation or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that I deserved anything more than what I got, but let me just and I went to the local newspapers. I took it to the library. I gave them a copy. I mean, this whole thing cost me. The whole publishing thing cost me $12,000. It was not free. I didn't get any money for it. Let me just show you. So just check to see that we're getting it on the stream. So I'm going to do some weird stuff. Yay, there it is. Yeah. So as you can see, I definitely did do that. That is me, right? So there you go. I went through a publisher and everything. So it's published, it's online. I don't even know, look, there was a lot of spelling errors in it. You know, I never had formal education in any of that. So you can get it on Amazon. I don't know if you have. It was published then in 2012. I must have finished the book in 2011. It took me about 6 months to get published because there's an ISB number and everything there for you. So, and the reason I did all of that was because let's see, name one Australian singer or band on a major radio station in Australia. Good luck, not counting classic songs. 100% agree. And it's all pop. It's all pop. It's or rap, pop or rap. You don't hear rock and roll anymore. You don't hear any of the good stuff. Like I grew up with grunge, right? I'm not saying that I had great taste in music. A lot of us listened to 70s, 80s stuff, and a bit of the 90s. 90s weren't overly popular in the 90s music, I'll tell you. Like I said, yeah, 80s, 90s, like say Black Sabbath, you know, AC/DC, like Metallica. You know, what was popular? My bands back in the day, my go-to bands were The Offspring. Was probably my number one go-to band. AC/DC was. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? So you're sort of like, okay, like, what happened to music like that? Like, now I'm not saying that times don't change, but like, surely, yeah. So, back to this tall poppy syndrome. Yeah, so that was just me, like regular dude, trying to. My at the time, my mum and my dad split up, and my mum had no retirement money. So I was trying to do what I could. I knew I wasn't going to win the lotto, so I thought that if I wrote a book, if I made good money on that, I could give it to her and she could retire. That's what I was thinking. That was my motivation for writing that book. I had a book in mind in my head for a long time. So I wanted to do it for a long time. My inspirations for writing was who was it? It was Raymond E. Feist. He's not as well known as J.K. Rowling, but he should be. He's written more books than J.K. Rowling, far more books, like probably 40 or 50. And Robin Hobb. You know, I really love Robin Hobb's stuff. I think her real name is Margaret. I've met both of them in real life, actually. Both of them, I've met them in person in real life. And I'll tell you the story. So Raymond E. Feist, I was starstruck, and you might say starstruck over an author. But to me, an author was like a movie star, right? So to me, it was more important. It was like way bigger than a movie star. Like an author creates the story, right? Or a writer creates the story. Like you can't have a movie without a writer or an author. The story starts with the author or the writer. That's where the whole entertainment thing comes from, right? Like there is no movie without a book. None. So to me, it was like, you know, amazing. The person who wrote these movies or these books or whatever, like these people have entertained me for a long time. Like I said, I've read a lot of books, huge amount of books. Very, very keen on reading. I love reading. I mean, look, if I had nothing to do and someone gave me a book, I'd sit there all day and read it. Don't even care what it's about. I'd read it. I'd read the shit out of it. And yeah, so meeting like some of my, I guess, author heroes, like I didn't know what to say. I think I said something dumb to Raymond. I told my brother-in-law about it, who was like a Raymond Advice fan as well, and he went and saw him with his son. And Raymond was so good with his son, like he is such a good guy, like to meet in real life. Like he's awesome dude. Like hats off to him. He's just he's very famous. He's very he can just stop writing if he wants. He's probably really rich now. He could do anything he wants. But when his fans come, he's just a down to earth human being. He's just so good. I met Robin Hobb. Like I said, I think everyone knows Margaret. I met her at another convention, and because Perth used to hold these conventions, and like I even met Chuck Norris there at one of them. He isn't actually a big dude. Chuck Norris is about my height. He's about my height and my build. He's not actually a big guy. Like you're like, oh, that's it. Like that's all Chuck is. He's not like this. Like yeah, yeah. And Margaret, Robin Hobb, we'll go with her author name so people know who I'm talking about. She was like me. She's like really introverted. I don't think she wanted to be there. I also think she hated being, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm playing with a rubber. Oh, that sounds wrong. Eraser. She is like me. She does not like being around lots of people. Like, we both hate it, I can tell. So I'm not saying that she was just really uncomfortable being around a lot of people, I would say. I would agree to that. I wasn't overly enthused either. I was like, there's too many people here. I don't like this. But I was really desperate to meet her because I really wanted to meet her. I even got her to sign one of my books. I got Raymond to sign one of my books. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I have met some other authors over the time. And getting back to Tall Poppy Syndrome, anything in Australia done by an Australian, creating something, anything, we knock it down so fast, so hard, you won't believe. You know that the cochlear implant, the thing for deaf people, actually, I'm pretty sure this nephew of mine that went and met Raymond has one. So, it's a very common thing to have. To help them hear and everything. Like, anyway, this implant was originally constructed by an Australian. And he took it to all of medical people and pharmacy people and investors in Australia, and they all said, no, we're not interested in doing anything for you. He took it to America. The companies over there have made over billions of dollars because of it. Australia missed out on GDP of billions of dollars, and it went to America because you guys said, no, we'll have that idea. Yeah, bring it. Set it up. Let's do it. Whereas Australia were like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, okay. Like, yeah, real good moment for Australia. Real good. I think there's definitely some other interesting ones. Yeah, there was a cochlear implant. There was definitely more. I'm trying to think. I mean, look, if you talk to any, okay, I got one for you. Roscoe McGlashan. I used to follow him a lot because I thought he was going to do it. I thought he was going to break the land speed record. Although, to be honest, I don't think he will because I think he's too old for it. And I think yeah, look, I met Roscoe at one of these conventions as well. Like, the first convention center used to hold them. The one I met Roscoe at was at a car show. The others were at, they were like, I had my sister with me at the car show, actually. I think Roscoe got annoyed with me because I kept asking him lots of questions. But he was talking about building his car that he has now. and I didn't really understand it. And I was riding to speed. So when he said he was building a land speed record car, I was obviously like, oh yeah, like, come on, man, like tell us about this car. But yeah, look, he couldn't get a single bit of funding, like bugger all funding for his car. That's what's always held that project back. And he probably would have had it done 10 years ago had he had the money. And I can even remember watching one of the record-breaking attempt video interviews where they had like a 7 News presenter there, and he was like, "Oh, this car come together because of a whole bunch of people, and here's Roscoe, blah 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 blah," and you're just like, "Oh, so you've met the comedian Akmal Saleh? Akmal Saleh. So, I see if I can pronounce it right. Don't remember, us Australians are not the best with other names from other countries, so I'm going to do my best. So it's Akmal Salah. Akmal Salah. I think that's how you say it. And Shadow Mask, was he a good person? Did you enjoy his company? Would you have a beer with him? That's the question. Would you sit down and invite him to dinner with your family? Or her? Like, I don't, yeah. I'm curious. Like, I've met Glenn Jakovich. He's a dick. Would not recommend talking to him. He is a terrible human being. Like, I was doing security at the football stadium. He come up and walked next to me. I looked at him and I'm like, I've actually met him twice doing security. One time it was at a voluntary thing. I didn't talk to him. I didn't recognize who it was. I didn't know. Delta Goodrum was there as well. She was riding around on one of them. They just got these, those things that were invented with the two wheels, and they look like a weird thing. You lean on them and they like move around. So we were on the second floor at the convention center. I was working. I remember the working day there because it was such a horrible day. I'll tell you why in a minute. Yeah, so Delta Goodrum was like riding around on this thing. I didn't know who it was. I didn't even know she was a celebrity. I was just like the attractive girl riding around on that. I thought she was just an employee. He was actually okay. He was just uncomfortable from my mum yelling his name and talking Arabic at him. Does he actually know Arabic? Out of curiosity, like when your mum was talking to him, did she understand? Did he understand her, or do you think he was like, oh, this? I don't know what she's saying. Like that would be interesting. Yeah. So Glenn Jakovich was setting up the convention. Like he was working there, and he was like, he was doing something. Yeah, he understood. Oh, okay. So he was just uncomfortable with the whole being outed as famous. Interesting. That's all right. Look, I'm sure it's interesting how we'd all react. Some people react really well to fame. Not everyone does, right? So yeah, so it's one of those things that you sort of like, this is the worst looking butterfly, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, so Glenn was, he was working. I didn't know that was Glenn Jakovich. I suspected, but I didn't know. And then, yeah, when I met him at the football stadium, he just stonewalled me. I was like, are you Glenn Jakovich? He just treated me like I was invisible. I didn't belong. I've had, a lot of people in a lot of service industries get that kind of thing. Like, you're meant to be seen but not heard. So after his comedy show that we saw at the Leagues Club. Is that Melbourne? Leagues Club's in Melbourne, I think. Heard of it. Anyway. Well, look, I'm glad you got to meet the celebrity. Like, it's good to meet people that you've seen on television and watch their stuff and everything, and actually get to know them, right? Like, it's good. It's good. Yeah, so that's good. Oh, Sydney. I'm in Sydney. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I had a friend over that way. I just wondered what happened to them. We were friends on YouTube. Uh, we both went our separate ways. We used to troll people online. We were right into trolling. At least, well, he was more into trolling than I was, but like I was not, didn't start out as a troll, and then he went in. You know, you kind of dip your foot in trolling, and then the next thing you know, you're trolling the crap out of heaps and heaps of people. Like you were just going bonkers on trolling. Like it's just fun. All right, it's just fun. That's all I'll say. Like trolling is incredibly fun. Just as long as you're not hurting anyone, yeah. If it's messing with people's heads and you are living in their head rent free for a good while, like good troll, like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, good fun, good fun. Yeah, so yeah, he lived over in Sydney. I think he moved, but yeah, yeah. As for but yeah. So it was Bob Catter. Well, was it Bob Catter? Oh, in the trolling. No, his name was. He actually used to go by the YouTube name Trollolin, Troll Trollilin, or ILIN, something like that. Yeah, he lived in Sydney. I won't say his real name or anything because we actually knew each other. We used to talk online a fair bit, but we both moved on with our lives. So yeah, but he was a nice guy in the end. Like he got up my shit like a lot. Actually, he used to troll me. He started off trolling me, and yeah, yeah, we became friends. And after a while, like you know, life, you move, you do all kinds of different things, and people that you love and care about, they'll just kind of disappear. But yeah, I don't know that you ever really hate someone. It's just that it just happens. I mean, it's just hard, you know. It's just that thing. Yeah. What was I going to say? So yeah. For those who don't know who Glenn Jakovich was, he was a football star in Perth, and that over here is a big thing. Like being a football player and being very good at it is like you are the king of Perth. So yeah, on a 0 to 10, how much do you rate Pauline Hanson in looks? Ooh. Are we talking a young Pauline Hanson or an old Pauline Hanson? Because I was like, I had a thing for redheads, so I'm going to give her 3 points for being a redhead. Look, I'll give her a solid 5 because I actually think her personality isn't bad. I don't think she's a bad person. I think you could sit down and enjoy her company. So there's points there. She's successful in her own way. There's points there. But she's old, man. Like she's way old. So there's points lost there. Big points lost there. So if we're talking about now, I'd give her a solid 5. If we're talking about young Pauline Hanson, I'll give her a 6.5. That's fair, man. That's fair. I don't know that I want to go any higher than that. Look, I've never. Look, to be honest, like if someone said to me, "Who would you bang, Julia Gillard or Pauline Hanson?" Right? I'd go Julia Gillard. I'd bang her. Like well, the young me would have done it. Young me, oh, you were joking. Nah, it's said now. It's on the YouTubes. It's said. So, yeah. Jackie Lambie. Ooh. You know, Jackie Lambie isn't a bad looker. She's just completely insane. So, again, I used to think her politics weren't that bad. And then she just went off the wall. right? She's the one that goes and like gave the finger to the king and everything, right? Like she was like going on about Aboriginal rights or some shit, like doing some dumb stuff like that. It's just like you've got the king, the literal king at Parliament House, and we need to make ourselves look good because the whole world is watching us. And it's not that the king is going to do anything for us or care, but the whole world is watching us. And then you do that. You make us look like a bunch of fools. Like, come on, Jackie, come on. What do I rate her in looks? Oh, look, she's kind of frumpy. She's got like a fat ass on her. Got a bit of a gut. She doesn't have a bad face. Is completely insane though. I'm giving her a 4, and that's being generous for Jackie Lambie. That's generous. Like that's generous. Yeah. Actually, you want to know a celebrity that's actually good in modern times? Wally Ali. Oh God, I hate that guy. I hate that guy with a passion. I cannot stand Wally. Wally Ali is the smuggest, entitled prick I have seen on national TV. Like more so than a Jimmy Fallon or Conan O'Brien or anything. Like that guy thinks he knows everything. That guy thinks he's the king of knowledge. He's a knobhead. Honestly, I would challenge Wally Ali to a fist fight in a boxing ring. I would. I'd be like, Wally, you go on about being the smartest and like you need to be knocked down a peg, Wally. Worst Australian TV personality. Oh yeah, Wally is definitely that. I did not know why I kept him on the air so long. So long, Wally was. I don't even understand it. Like you'd just be like, come on, man. Like, yeah. Yeah. What was it about tall poppy syndrome? There was another thing. Look, all I'll say is Australia does have like some serious tall poppy syndrome going on. Like anything Australian, anything creative, don't even invest in Australia. That's all I would say. If it's not mining or who's in the bubble of like the mainstream people, you're nobody. You never get anywhere when it comes to that sort of industry. So, and I mean, God forbid you be white. Imagine being a white man. You got no chance, guys. Like my football. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a refill in a minute. I think I'm out. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, I bought this at the shop. What's it called? Aperol Spritzer. I don't know what it is exactly. It's supposed to be really strong. It's like 9%. What it tastes like white wine mixed with orange juice and ginger. That's what it tastes like. Would I recommend it? If you like orange juice, white wine, and ginger. You're not in Australia anymore, right? No. I live in Australia. I live in the southwest of WA. I left Perth. I hate Perth. Can't stand Perth. I left Australia. No, I haven't left Australia. I live in the southwest, so I still live in Australia, but I don't live in Perth anymore. I used to live in Perth. I don't live in Perth anymore. I don't want to. I hate Perth. I like the country. So I live in a country town. And if everything went to poo here and I couldn't get work, I would go say to my wife, let's make the move. Let's set up proper house. Let's do everything over in your country, in the Philippines, and let's have our family over there. Because we it'd just be hard because of the whole, I don't speak the language. So it's something I'll have to relearn as another language, and try and learn how businesses work over there, because you can't really just find work, especially being a foreigner. They're not going to just give you work, because they'll be like, you are stepping on the toes of locals here. We can't allow that. So preferably, if I'm going to ever do that, it's going to be with a lot of bankroll behind me, where I can go over there and set up business. So I was thinking like a bus company. I mean, my ultimate goal, as far as all of that is I have a massive goal, right? Massive goal, and that is to bring clean water to everyone in Cebu. Um, that's where my wife's from. So, um, honestly, like, if I could, um, if I could do that, I'd be really happy. I feel like I've accomplished something major in my life. Uh, that would be, yeah, everyone, the public drinking water gets clean water. I'd need a lot of money for that. A guilty pleasure of mine is watching Bold and the Beautiful. My God, it is garbage. I'll be right back in a sec, but I'll tell you, a guilty pleasure of mine used to be watching the TV show Passions. We hated Passions. I don't know if you remember this. This actually, you might have only been about 1 year old since you were 95. I think it was around 96, actually, the show started, off memory. Test my memory on that, we'll have a look. But my God, that show was so bad. It was the worst show, and yet we just tune in every day and watch it because we just wanted to see how bad it would get. And yeah, no, honestly, like that is a very addictive show. So if you have the same thing with Bold and the Beautiful, and I think MASH did the same thing, except MASH wasn't terrible. So yeah, hang on, I'll be right back. I'm just going to get a refill. Yeah, let's Google. Let's Google Passions. Let's find out. Let's see if I was right. I said 1996. It's probably like 1998. I reckon I'm off by a bit. I've got crap everywhere. Oh, I wasn't even close. Hang on, I'm going to show you. So, hang on. I wasn't even close. Timmy of Passions died on the same day they aired the episode. His character died. Creepy. That is really creepy, man. I'm, I don't know what to say about that. Hey, by the way, I was off. So I said 1996, and then I said it'd be 1998, probably really. 1999 was the first time they aired the show, so I was off. Damn, man. I wasn't even close. But yeah, that is creepy, man. Like that's creepy. Yeah, your connection is unstable. Please wait. Ah, I think my internet is doing weird stuff. Joys of living in the outback. Not really the outback, but you get my meaning. All right, so there you go. That's what it looks like when it's full of color. Like I said, white wine, orange juice, and ginger is how I would describe this. It would be to your taste if you like that. Would I recommend it? Only if you like that kind of thing. That's it. Um, So the whole thing with going to see, like I said, I had really big plans over there. I mean, the idea to get money, like over there, was things like, uh, start off with small businesses. If they grow on their own and can start making their own money and keep that business around. If they don't, then obviously can that business and move on to another one. Got to look at your market too. Like, the fact is, people over there don't earn big money, so don't sell things to be expensive. Don't sell things to be out of a price range of an average person, and that means selling cheaper items. That means selling cheaper items. But the whole point is making money. You buy, you sell, you make, you sell. You know what I'm saying? So that's the general idea. It doesn't matter if the item doesn't go for much money. So you know what? I reckon, looking at this picture, I reckon we need some devil horns in there for some reason. Put some devil horns. I keep thinking, you know, this picture needs a demon. So let's put a demon in there. Yeah, let's put a demon in there for no particular reason. I just know that this picture needs a demon. This picture's just not complete without a demon. Demons don't really have eyeballs, do they? You don't really see like if they did, it would be like this. Like, they wouldn't have like an eye like us. It'd be like that. The intro, the song "Things Aren't Alright" by The Offspring sounds like the intro to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, dude. Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Actually, sorry, I was thinking of the song, a different song. I was thinking of... What was I thinking of? I was thinking of... Just give him a monobrow. Like, why should a demon have two separate eyebrows? Let's give him a full monobrow. And those horns should just blend. They shouldn't actually look like they're separate. Like, you know, give him some eye ears like that. I was thinking of what's their most classic song? Offspring. I think it's how's it go? Not feelings. I can't remember the name of the song, but 25 for a white guy. Yeah, it is, but I don't really feel like that one deserves to be like. I feel like that. You know what? I'm gonna Google it. Their songs. I'm gonna Google their songs because the song I know is like if I said it, the name. Like obviously I can't play it because YouTube will copyright this video, and we can't, and that would just kind of be a bit stupid. But Springs songs. Okay, let me just screen share and we'll find it. Screen share. Let's see. Kids on right. That was more popular than it deserved to be. I think it's Self-Esteem. I think that's one of them I'm thinking of. But it's not, I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of. That was one of my, that was the one. Bad Habit, Nitro. I think that was the, and I was right. So Index of the Home, right? Yeah, 100%. I'm right in that one. So I got that album actually. Still on. I like Self-Esteem too. Yeah, it's song, man. It's a good song. Like, yeah. I actually thought Spring deserved more credit than what they did. Like, I know Nirvana got like a like a whole thing, right? but like, you know what I mean? Like, 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 um, like, yeah. I think if Nirvana had been around as much as Offspring, like maybe they would have been more like they obviously are more popular, like with Kurt Cobain and all of that, and Courtney Love, and that whole thing. But Demon's gonna have big shoulders. Oh no, he's gonna look like a guy in a suit now. All right, make him go through the baby. Let's give him some titties. Let's give him some muscle. Let's give the demon some muscle. Then we'll give him some titties. Yeah, there's some titties. Titties right there. Give him some abs. Let's give him some big wings. Give him a tail. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, like I kind of feel like Offspring gets overshadowed a lot by Nirvana. Actually, you know what? The last time they came to WA, I didn't know because of that whole COVID thing, and then I was working with this girl, and she said to me, "Oh, I went to see Offspring," and I'm like, "What? You got to see Offspring live?" And I didn't know they were coming. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so peeved that I missed out. But it turned out that these tickets were sold in a small arena, like 5,000 people. They could have sold out like 40, 50,000 tickets easy. But they only got that. Like, yeah. And yeah, yeah, so I didn't get to see them that time. I have seen them live once. I found out last week that the Living End are Australian. Yeah, Living End are Australian actually, but you don't really hear about it, do you? Like, I don't know that I'm a huge fan of them. I would say, like, if I heard their music, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's all right. But I don't know that I would be like, I really, really want to listen to it. I'm trying to think of a band that like flies under the radar. It doesn't have to be Australian. It could be from anywhere. Um, like, and you just be like, I really love hearing their music. Like every time you hear it, it's just like, one band I think I'm gonna get hate for this, but one band I actually think plays good music, Nickelback. I know because of the whole Seth Rogen thing, people don't like Nickelback, but there was a reason that Nickelback dominated the charts for a long time. And I don't personally think they play bad music. I happily listen to a Nickelback song anytime. Even Bryan Adams, like South Park ripped on Bryan Adams. I don't really feel like Bryan Adams, like, I don't feel like Bryan Adams. Yeah, Arctic Monkeys. I'm actually trying to think. I don't. I what songs do Arctic Monkeys play? Actually, I'm gonna have to Google this now because I think you might be right there, dude. Like, I think Arctic Monkeys. Arctic Monkeys. What music do they play? Again, because of the whole YouTube, doesn't let us actually play. You used to be able to play music on the channel and share it, right? Used to be able to do so much. Like, I was on YouTube for like 10 years ago, Izzy. I'm telling you that it used to be a lot better, by a long way. Okay, so this is Arctic Monkeys. I want to be yours. Do I want to know? I think trying to think. Um, the songs aren't coming to my mind in my head. They are a UK band. There you go. They're from the UK, active from 2002, so they've been around a long time. You look good on the dance floor. Okay, so that's the song. You look on the dance floor. All right, yeah. Might have to have a listen to that after all this is done. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do you know? I don't know why, but YouTube channels I see don't grow anymore, right? Like, used to be if you did good content on regular content, whatever, like, you could grow your channel. Like, my original channel, I think I had it up to like 500 people, even. But then YouTube nuked that channel. So that channel is gone. It does not exist anymore. All my old videos are off into the ether. But I'm more of a hip hop fan though. But that's all right, man. Look, I listen to whatever music's out there, and if it's good, I'll listen to it. I don't really have a particular favorite. Like I said, I grew up with grunge and that. Doesn't mean it's my go-to. Like, if I turn on the radio, look, if Taylor Swift puts out a good song, I will listen to it. If they don't play it a billion times on the radio, which they will. But I'm just saying, like, I don't have a particular favorite. I don't even mind Lady Gaga's stuff, to be honest. I don't think she's a bad. I enjoy it, but there's this. If it sounds like whiny bullcrap, I don't like it. Like that Anxiety song, can't stand that song. All I want to do is just turn the radio off as soon as I hear it. It's like anxiety. I'm off. Nope, not listening to that shit. All of that song, just that whiny bullcrap stuff, like where you just like. You sound like you're crying. You sound like your nuts are caught in a vice, or like something like, just stop it. Like, you sound horrible. Just stop. Like one person I used to hate, Amy Winehouse. Couldn't stand her songs. And then when she died, like everyone was like, "Oh, Amy Winehouse." I used to think, sucks. She's dead, but I don't have to listen to her music anymore. Poker Face and Paparazzi go hard though. Yeah, of course, man. Like I said, like, music doesn't have to be a particular genre. Like, if you like it, it's good music. I think my missus is writing to what do you call it, the worship song stuff. Some of it's really good. Like, she sends it to me and I listen. Like, it's good stuff. Some of it's good stuff. Like, so whatever you like. If it's good music, it's good music. There's no need to turn it down or turn it off. Like, yeah. I've got to get these things checked out. I don't know if you can see them. I'll show you. I'm going to hold my breath, which might give me a headache, but don't pop out of my neck. All right, you ready? That's not there. I have some lumps on my thyroid. I've got to get them checked out. They've been hurting every now and then. Yeah, I mean, the story behind that is I also make music myself. Oh, okay. If you tell us, do you make it live, like, so we can all watch it? Because if you want, I'll give you a shout out. Right. So just put it on. We'll I'll even bring it up on screen share if you like, so we can get an idea what your music's like. So that, just let us know and we'll put it up so people can check it out. No, I make music on Ableton. 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 I don't know what that is. So, all right. Well, when you're ready to, share your music, like, don't hesitate to contact me or any other YouTube channels that make music and like it to be seen and heard. Yeah, just let us know and we'll put it out there for people to see. It's not on YouTube. Okay, no worries. No worries. I won't push any harder. All right. But yeah, it's a music making program. Okay, no worries. Well, as for these lumps, yeah, they've been hurting of recent, so I'm going to get them checked out again. The one on this side was growing. God damn it, I'm trying to do things in reverse. No, that's the wrong side. That side. The one on this side was growing. Last I checked. So yeah, I gotta get that checked. I don't want to, because the last time I went there, the scanny people, like, so what happened is, found out I had these lumps on my neck. Like, the doctor said, oh yeah, you got these, like she's like, I wasn't feeling well, and she's like, oh yeah, you do look like you've got something there. I don't know what it is. And I was like, yeah. So let's get them checked out. I think some blood tests came up a bit funny, so we went and got them checked, and they were there. And then for about a month, I was like, like we had to go back for another scan. I just wanted them to chop things out. Like, I'm like, when it comes to things like potentially cancer, don't take a risk, just chop it out, be done with it. Like, don't take a risk, get rid of it. Yeah, basically, what happened after that was I had to wait even longer. So I think the whole thing took about 3 months to get this biopsy appointment thing. And then they said, oh, the lump is too small, we won't, and this all costs money, right? In Australia, like, medicine usually used to be free, like a scan or a biopsy or whatever, free. But now, like, you have to pay. Like, those scans, they cost me like $400 each. The biopsy was going to cost me $700. Okay, so it's not free for me. This is not something I can just do. And then I shit you not, the day before, I even showed the doctor because I saved the phone recording and I played it for her. And I was like, well, I'm pissed off. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, I can't understand. So they said, oh, it's too small. We're not gonna do it. Like, it's like 10 millimeters or something. I don't remember how big it was, but or it was like just below their threshold for getting a needle and sucking out whatever's inside it to find out what it actually is. So yeah, then I went to the ear, nose, and throat specialist, and they checked down my throat. And I had a look with the camera as well, because I could see the screen and the camera, and we both looked. And I'm an ex-nurse, so I have a fair idea of what I'm looking at. And we didn't see anything wrong. And the ear, nose, and throat guy said to me, look, man, just move on with your life. Don't worry about this. Don't sit there and worry about it. Like, sometimes people get stuff and that's it. And I thought, it's fair enough. Like, I'm worried sick about this. I keep thinking it's cancer. I don't know. Right? I don't know what it is. I have not seen a biopsy report tell me what it is, so I don't know. I haven't seen, like, the blood tests, they come back fine. They don't say anything unusual, like something that you go, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Like, like that. Like, nothing like that. It's just all like, oh, I kind of think Australia is dead. Our only culture is football and sports. 100%, man. 100%. Yeah. This country is just all about work. That's it. Like, we don't really do anything other than work. Why do you think there's like a heavy drug culture in Australia? Because, like, nobody does anything, right? It's all just work, go home. Work, go home. I mean, my is watching TV. That's it. Watch some TV. Catch up on some TV. Mm. But yeah, so going back to this story with the stupid lump thing. Um, so yeah, after that, I was really ticked off. Like I was super furious because I thought to myself, if I was a woman, the medical people would have just seen me like that. You know, I can tell you, I used to have major sleeping issues because I did night shift for 20 years, and like, you know, well into my security years, like, you know, I had major I'm trying to word where you can't sleep, insomnia, major insomnia. Um, and you know, I was taking melatonin before it was a legal drug. Before you could buy it at the health food shop. I used to pound those things. um, but yeah, those yeah, the the yeah, right. So I couldn't get a doctor to send me off to a sleep clinic, right? Or take me seriously and give me like proper sleeping drugs, right? I couldn't do that. But I knew of girls that would be like, I was 15 and I had a headache and I couldn't sleep. So they sent me to a sleep clinic. Well, so you had one symptom and one event and you can't sleep. Therefore, the doctor's all over it. No problem. But when you're a guy and you go through it for fucking years, like I'm talking years, like 5, 6 years straight of not sleeping properly, like maybe getting like 4 hours, 3 hours, like, and your mind won't shut up. It's just blah, 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 and you just like, shut up. I want to sleep. Shut up. I just want to sleep. But your mind is just like, and you just want to be like, shut the hell up and let me sleep. When it's like that, and they won't send you to a sleep clinic to be assessed, that's how you know it's fucking biased. When you work in the health system and all you see is female patients galore because they had a headache, because something went wrong, because blah, 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 blah. And every time you talk to a female, oh, I was half dying and they sent me to the hospital. And I was at the hospital and I nearly died from the flu or some other BS story. It's like, bitch, don't tell me about that crap when you're a guy, all right? When you're a guy, nobody listens to you, especially in the health system. Look at this. I've got potentially cancerous lumps on my fucking neck, and I have not had anyone do anything about it. Nothing. Not a thing. Nobody has chopped the stinking things out. Nobody's poisoned the crap out of them with some medication. Nobody done nothing. Like, I'm telling you, this country, sorry to get a bit all negative and stuff, but this country sucks when it comes to medicine. And I know, I worked in the medical system for 9 years. I worked as a carer for 3. I worked as a nurse for 6. The medical system in this country, shit. It's a toilet fest. They don't care about males at all. In fact, I'll tell you a story. A female friend of mine was telling me that that her brother has like bad kidneys, like really bad kidneys, so bad that he could die. Like, and she has to take care of him. Right? So it's like that. He's in his 50 and he has children. He has children. People rely on him. People love him. He's got people he needs to be there for, right? He was lined up to get a kidney. They gave it to an 80-something-year-old. I don't know if this 80-year-old had dementia or whatever, but probably wasn't far off. Why are they keeping 80-year-olds alive when you've got young people that need to live? He can still work. If he was healthy, he could work for another 20 years. But no, that's what the health system wants. It wants more dependence from a young age and people dying younger. That's how stupid our health system is. So yes, I don't have a fond opinion of our health system. So when I know that I have to get these things looked at, and you can probably even see them without me holding my breath, like I'm seeing that one, right there, right there, and another one. I know that when I have to go get that crap looked at and dealt with, because I have people that are relying on me too. Rona is going to be coming to Australia. She's relying on me to be a good provider and to protect her and take care of her and love her and help her raise a family, right? We're going to have kids. We're going to have kids. That's our goal. We're going to be a family. We're going to turn this into a proper family home. We're going to have proper family everything. That's our goal. That's our dream. And we're going to make it happen. It's going to be real. It's going to be more than just words, right? I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. And when you have all that, and people are looking at your health and going, screw that guy, he's a guy. And then you've got these like feminist nurses who go, oh, we're not going to look after him because he's a man. Well, then don't. Leave the job and piss off. You don't want to look after people. I didn't choose my patients. Don't tell me that you're not going to look after a person because of their gender. That's how you feel. Don't do the job. Leave. Do something else. I left. I didn't like the job. Yeah. You can't tell you that you can't do it. I upskilled and went to a different profession. Anyone can do it. I'm not special. So yeah, look, I don't know what's going to happen with all of this. I'm not really into talking about my personal health and all that. I don't even know how bad the situation is with all of that. I go to the doctor on Thursday, sort it with her. We'll make a plan. We'll get it sorted if there's anything to sort. And yeah, but I mean, my plan is to be a family man. My whole goal in life is to be a good dad, to be there for my family. The one thing in my family never was for me, ever. Not really. Not when you compare what they were with my siblings. Not when you compare what they were with my nephews and nieces. But like my whole family never gave a shit about me. So I'm saying I would not be that person. I'm going to be the dad that is there. I don't care if we have money or not money. I don't care if I'm not planning to be always good or bad. I'm just going to be. I will do what I think is right. If I think it's right, and I know it's the right thing to do, right? That's how I'm going to be. And I'll always protect and love and look after my family and be there for them. That's how I'm going to be. Because it's the one thing I never got. And it's the one thing I will provide. And I don't care what it takes. That's what I'm going to do. I don't give a shit about nothing else. I don't care about financial success and all this other bullcrap. All I care about is being a good dad. And that Rona will be the mother of my children, and I will be a really good husband to her every possible way that I can. This whole waiting for this immigration visa stuff is just tiring. But we're going to get there. We're going to get through this whole experience, and it's going to be a blessing when she's here. And I'll thank Jesus. I'm so happy that you brought her into my life, and that we got through these hard times. And thank you, God. We're here, and we're gonna do our best. We don't know. It's not going to be like that Sean Connery thing from The Rock. Losers do their best. Widows go home and fuck the prom queen. No, it's not going to be some stupid saying. It's going to be real life, all right? Difference is going to be real life. We will do our best. We don't know what that will mean, but it'll be our best. And hopefully we have good children. And then we leave the world better than what it was, right? I'm going to wrap this up here, guys, because this is a really long video, like super long, like almost the length of a full movie. Anyway, have a look at the picture again. That's what we got to. We got a demon for some reason, and a screaming baby for some reason, or what appears to be an asteroid or a comet, an eye in the cloud, a boulder, I don't know, a butterfly, I don't know, a butterfly, and a light bulb. Again, not sure why any of that's there in the picture. It just is. Why did we color it in the next video? I don't know. Let's wrap it up there, guys. Take care. No worries.